Hello and welcome, I'm Min Kobayashi and I am going to talk about my most anticipated releases in adult genres. It is going to be science fiction and fantasy because that is what I read. There's going to be one urban fantasy which is borders on contemporary, but that's about it. These are the ones that I'm just really hyped about. I'm not very good at new releases and I'm not very good at keeping on trend, so I'm not sure I'm going to guarantee I am going to read all of these in 2018, but one can hope. These are ones that I think you should keep your eyes on too. In an Absent Dream by Sheena and Mcguire. This is the fourth book in the wayward children's genre. I'm characterizing as adult portal fantasy. So this series is about people who go between different portals and different worlds, and I really like it so far. I have read the first two. I haven't been able to get my hands on the third one. This one is about a serious girl who would rather study and dream than live up to the expectations around her. She finds a doorway to a world founded on logic and reason, riddles and lies. She has found paradise, although at the Goblin Market, everything costs something. I'm really excited for a Goblin Market. This is gonna be grand, I know it. Then I have also on January 8th, Kingdom of Copper. This is the second book in the City of Brass series. This follows Nari, who has a mysterious magical path, and Ali, who is a prince and lives in a magical world of Jinn. I love this world. It has a lot of political intrigue. Ali is definitely one of my main favorite characters, and I hope that it focuses a lot more on him than Nari in this book. I'm really excited to pick it up soon, and the release date is getting really close. On February 26th, I'm excited for a new author, which is The Raven Tower by Anne Leigh. This is adult high fantasy. It seems to be inspired by Egyptian mythology, which I'm all down for. I love when authors embrace different mythos other than the kind of stereotypical Roman or Greek or other religious ones. Gods meddle in the fates of men. Men play with the fates of gods. Then I have The Test by Sylvain Neuvel. I read two of his novels in 2018 and they were fantastic. That was the first two books in the Themis Files. This one is about immigration and the kind of, I think, prejudice that immigrants get, and it's set in England. And it also has time travel, and it's a short piece. I'm really excited to know how this kind of weaves in and the social commentary in it, because he's fantastic. That I cannot wait. And this is adult science fiction. And then on February 26th, I have The Priory of the Orange Tree. This one has been hyped for a while, I'm pretty sure. I don't really remember hearing that much about it, but I cannot wait for this novel. It sounds fantastic. E. Dern is an outsider at court, and he is loyal to a hidden society of mages, which sounds freaking awesome. And he is trying to protect the queen, who is trying to conceive an heir, and yet she is trying to be assassinated as well, so intrigue. And also it follows Tane, who happens to be a freaking dragon rider. Sign me up. On March 12th we have The Bird King. This is historical fantasy. It follows Fama, who is a concubine, and Hassan, who can draw maps to places he has never seen and can bend the shape of reality. Oh! It is about the forces of Muslims and Christians in Spain. It really looks at the last hold Islam has in Spain and the interactions of that, and I'm really just excited for this unique story. It's a time period that I don't think is really represented a whole lot, and I'm psyched. Okay. And then this one. This is probably definitely my most hyped book of 2019. On March, I'm not sure of the day, we are receiving Elliot Brooks' novel, Peace and Turmoil. Elliot Brooks is incredible. She's wondrous, and I found her when I first started booktube like 2 years ago, and I feel like I have followed her wanting to publish the book for so long. It follows an ensemble cast of these stories, but what primarily, the land has been at peace for 30 years, yet the heir of the throne has had to work as an assassin to hold that peace. And there's many characters that come together. There's a lot of political intrigue and elemental magic, and I can't wait. I have watched her videos on her world building, and I know that it's incredible, and I can't wait to dive into this novel. I'm not very good at buying novels, but this is definitely a novel that I will be purchasing this year and enjoying because I just want to support her as a person, and I'll link her channel somewhere up here. Then I have Middle Game by Sheena and Mcguire. This is being released on May 7th. Reed is a skilled alchemist, and he creates these twins. First we have Roger, who is skilled with languages and stories, and then we have his twin Dodger, which is a terrible name for twins, but because, you know, he's a creepy man who made them, that's probably why. He is skilled in math. And then this expert, which makes me really excited, is they aren't exactly humans, they aren't exactly gods either. Godhood is attainable. Pray it isn't attained. Like, who doesn't want to read that book? Then we have on May 14th, A Brightness Long Ago by Guy Gavriel Kay. This is an adult fantasy. It follows Daneo's intelligence has won his ability to go to a school and to go to a court despite the fact of being the son of a tailor. It has a assembled cast of characters, but what really drew me in is, other than the fact that I love big cast members, I love the characters, give me all of them, is it has deep reflections on the nature of memory and the choices we made in life, and just the brightness long ago. I love stories that go through a long period that focus on memorizing things and memory and stories. That is something that I adore, and I think that this book is going to be unique and great, and I can't wait for it. And there are some pretty great titles in here, but this one is pretty good. On July 16th, we have This Is How You Lose a Time War by Max Gladstone and Amal Imatar. Among the ashes of a dying world, an agent of the commandment finds a letter. It reads, "Burn before reading." This is a story about two rival agents who have an unlikely correspondence, and yet they are still both fighting against each other to secure the fate and the future of their warring factions. It sounds incredible. I love friendships or whatever it's going to be on both sides, and it really talks about, I think even in the synopsis, about why war is justified and the meaning of war and our purpose in that, and also just a great time thing. It has time travel and science fiction, and I want to read this book really badly. On August 6th, we have Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is historical fiction, and it's about the Mayan god of death summoning this woman to go on a quest, and it's inspired by Mexican folklore, and I'm all there. Again, I love things that have different mythos behind them, and this is really excited. I've never read a book based on Mexican mythology, and I've studied a fair amount of Aztec mythology and stuff like that, so I have some understanding, although they're, you know, not completely connected, though they have roots in similar things in similar areas. I'm just really excited to learn more about the Mexican mythology and folklore behind that, and I think it's going to be incredible. Here we shall begin to tell a story of the throne lost, of monsters and magic, a tale of gods and of the shadow realm, but this story begins in our own world, in a land of mortals. Just that writing is incredible. Also, I found out that this is a story that is set in the Jazz Age. Historical fiction is never set in the Jazz Age, and is one of the beautiful times, the Roaring Twenties, and I'm just really psyched. And then I have two more on here. On September 3rd, we have Dark Dawn by J. Kristoff. This is the concluding book in the series of Nevernight Chronicle, which follows Mia, who is training to be an assassin and seeking revenge for her family being brutally killed. And then on October 1st, I'm excited for this one. This is my urban fantasy one, which is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I've only ever read one book by Leigh Bardugo, but I want to remedy that in here. But this is a book that is about a 20-year-old high school dropout who's given a second chance as a Yale freshman, and she is, for some reason, given the task of monitoring the secret societies of Yale and their study of occult activities. So I don't know if I'll read this book, but it is perplexing and sounds great. Tell me which books you are most excited to read in whichever genre you primarily read, and happy reading and writing, and have a fantastic day, and feel free to like and subscribe. Bye. It was great at the very start, hands on each other, couldn't stand to be far apart, close to the better.